Hello guys and welcome back. Oops. So we have finished almost, every part of the face, but there's something I wanna change. First of all, the back area is kind of like, really dark, and the front area is too bright. But the thing is, I'm gonna really need to reproject on the front parts. Like, it's getting blurry when I get really close. That I'm sure I can get better result if I have some close-up projections, like use this guy. So let me create a new layer and call this one front. Okay, and then drag that to the viewport. Go to 5, and then zoom in. Match the image with my face. Let me reproject this. Oops, I have really. Okay. I have some typing problem. So let me just draw those out. So now I see those images are more, higher resolution in this case. And then I can use my tweak brush to, match it with my model one more time. So for those really dark areas, because I want to abandon them at all, you don't want them to touch any edges. Just, make them go inside. And here the eye, just match it. For now, as good as possible. We can reproject the eye individually later on, but right now I just want to get high resolution around the face. So that's what I'm doing. Okay. Alright. Now this part, this darker area here, based on what kind of character you're creating, maybe they're not supposed to be having this kind of thing. You can, of course, choose to not doing it this way or using a different image if possible. You don't have to actually use the same character's image. It's not mandatory, as long as you can get good result eventually. Alright. The mouse. Okay, if I'm happy with this, I'm just gonna beat it to bake it, and they're now living on this head front layer. Alright, of course that's not bad, that's not good. So let me go to the layer stack, add mask and review all, and then press the P button to go to pen and use the black as the color so I can erase what's going on here. I don't know why that changes to that. It changes back to normal. Okay, to erase that part. And here too. So now I'm getting really high resolution, much higher than before in this area that I just reprojected. Now we can actually do some comparison. Maybe it's not noticeable from this distance, but when you zoom in, like here, and turn that off. That's before, after, right? More detail. Okay, let me erase this guy here. And the other eye. Go back. Now of course the color is sort of wrong, right? They don't match, so let me go to the adjustment layers, and I can use the HSV there again, right? And maybe make it also a little darker so it's matching with the contour better. Okay. And maybe this part needs some more blending. So let me do some blending here. Okay. Alright. So now I'm thinking maybe this part is kind of blurry and that part too. That means my cheek is kind of blurry. I can redo that cheek part too. It's just a new reprojection from some of the images. Let me steal this guy here and use that to fill in my cheek area. At least I want that part to have enough kind of detail. So let me create a new layer and then project that. It's too big. Project that kind of information around the cheek. Alright. And let me go to the erase brush first, just to give it a softer transition by erasing some of the things. And then I can use the slurp just to fine tune it to match it better with, you know, my model. Stretching it too much. Okay. Alright. And then when I'm happy, just press the B button to bake it. Now the color apparently is super wrong and I don't really like that darker area, so let me use some mask review all and use P, the pen, right, and just erase that little part. I don't really like what's going on there. And then the color is kind of too bright, so I can go add a adjustment layer stack with HSV there again and just make it a little darker. Oh, too much. Okay. Maybe just have some nice blending again here. Just trying to get more detail around this area if I can. Right over here, because that's like an important part. This part I don't even really care too much, but this part I do need more detail. But you can keep going if you have more image, and you can use different characters if you don't have images for this particular character. Right, let me make it bigger and then reproject this part using a new layer. Sometimes I just don't rename those layers if I think that I'm just quickly patching in using those patches to fix some of the problems I have. Anyway, so that's gonna be this part. I'm gonna use erase again to do some nice blending. Right, and then use that slurp to do some matching, which oftentimes is okay, meaning I don't have to redo a lot of matching. And then I can just B button to bake it. So now it's there, and I can give it some mask if I want to keep refining it. This part I can blend it like this, and also I need to have some color correction. I don't know, HSV is always working for me, so I just don't go for the others. I believe others could be useful too. Oh wait, it's too dark. Let me make it brighter. Okay, that should be the brightness. I just need to tweak the mask a bit more here. Alright. So that should be, you know, everything I need for now. And then moving on from this, I can do some more tweaking. Like I have highlights on the lip that I want to fix. I may want to erase the eyelashes here too, because they are really disturbing. Right. Oh, that part is not cool. Let me go to the head fronts and, you know, blur that mask. Anyway. And also, oh, maybe the resolution here is getting too low on the side of the eye. I may choose to reproject eye if I really wanted to fix that. Okay, let me just do that real quick. So that's my, you know, side face that has the eye, the complete eye. Let me move really close. This time I'm gonna call this eye left and just match it to my model. And reproject. Okay. And then I can use slurp again to match it with eye. I can push this thing down a little bit more so that I don't have to deal with too much fixing for the eyelashes. Okay. Right. So that's the rebaking of the eye area, and I don't really want that. Give it a mask and use review all, and I can use the P button and erase that. My character keep growing eyes on the back. Anyway, so again, it's too bright. So one more time, HSV, right, and then go grab the color correction and just make it a little darker, right? And then although there's some mismatching, so I can just use the mask here and just do some nice blending by blending the mask or blurrier the mask, and I should get decent result now with better resolution around the eye area. Right, better than this part. Okay. And let me do this side. I can use the same eye, just press F7 and change the scale to negative. So I'm flipping it. And I can use the same layer if I'm confident that I'm using similar brightness and stuff. Alright, that's cool actually. And then I can just go use my slurp again just to match it better with the eye. Again, I can just push those in more just to avoid having to deal with eyelash fixing. And those guys can be also somewhere here. The bottom one I don't want to destroy it too much, so that's why I'm not gonna do too much. Okay. Maybe I can raise that up a little bit just to get rid of that dark area there. B to bake it, and use the P brush, pen brush, to have some nice blending. Alright. Oh, fix this guy here too. Alright, the rest for you to do is gonna be, maybe you want to reproject the nose and stuff like that. Those things are gonna be just repetitive. So maybe you wanted to do that again, or maybe you think, okay, that's enough resolution, I don't want more than that. Then maybe you don't, depending on what kind of a final product or package you know, you want to go into eventually. Let me just reproject my nose really quick. Okay. Here's the lerp again, just trying to push those dark colors, you know, to somewhere that I can easily erase out. And then B2, bake it, and let's go here and do some quick refine. I think I like these detail actually, so maybe I just give it a layer stack, HSV, and here I'm gonna change the brightness, just go a bit lower. Sometimes it's really hard to control. I can maybe try this little trick. I can make it longer, so that when I drag it, it's not gonna go too fast. Okay. And of course I can rely on masking to fix that part. It's getting really bad out there. So maybe just erase that little part. Just replace the nose. Of course the side of the nose is all stretched. You can choose, you know, a different image to fix that. This guy has some highlight there. That's one of the downside, that sometimes when you're projecting, it's not exactly correct sometimes. So I'm gonna choose this guy instead, just to give me better results up there. And this part of the skin is really tight, so even it doesn't show me any pull and stuff, as long as the color is correct, I'm not worrying too much. Oh, you know what? I'm painting on the. I think I was painting on the mask. Sorry about that. Shouldn't do that. Let me create a new layer just for this little part that I want to fix, because I cannot tolerate that stretching. So I don't know which part of the face could be representing that. Maybe the middle of the nose. The nose can do that. Just want to get rid of the stretching result. Don't really care if it's perfect or not. That's just a little part that is just having really tight skin. So just do that, and then add a review all mask. Hit the pen to erase. Have a nice blending. Okay, that's all I want. Okay, and here in the middle again, that's not something I really care too much, and that's just the hole there. So I'm gonna use something else to fix that. I think I can use it's set face here. Yeah, those ones, to fill in that area. I know this is really getting long, but you know, this is tedious work, so you will spend, like, you know, a good couple of hours on this if you want it to be perfect. So I'm just demoing it, so sometimes I'm going too fast on some of the parts, but that should be the technique. And you can be flexible and use other, you know, tweakers or adjustment, you know, tools to do it differently. I'm just gonna use HSV all the time. It just works, right? So why do I bother to use a different okay. Nice blending. I can fix that color differentiations a little bit here later on. For now, I'm just focusing on fixing, you know, the bigger. So I reproject the nose. I think I reproject the other things to here. I'm not sure which one is this guy. That's not it. Maybe this guy is. Yeah. So just want to refine this alpha here too. Seems like it's too bright, so I'll make it darker. And this is definitely getting too long. I don't like my tutorials to be too long. Since it makes sense to you, you can just do it yourself. You don't have to see me do everything here. Anyway, so let's move on to the next stage, which is, you know, do some fixing. It's gonna be very easy. Just grab everything here and right click. There should be a way you can flatten them, which is this guy, merge layers, so that we can, you know, combine everything into one layer. Okay. The reason I switched to one layer is now I can just focus on this layer and do some copy coloring to fix the highlights and maybe the eyelashes. Let me do that using this guy here, the copy brush, cloning brush, equivalent of the cloning brush of Photoshop. I'm going to use that to fix what's happening here. And you can either use this or you can even pick color to draw it. Oftentimes, you know, some way may work better than the other way. Because I'm having very little things that I have to fix here, I don't have to really redraw that part, but I can if I wanted to. Okay. And you don't have to clean those up like completely. Sometimes some of the darker dots here, right, might be actually really useful to sell the eyelashes you created later on, because you know that's where the pull is, right? So why not just leave them there? Of course, that's unacceptable. I'm glad that I captured this little thing here, so I can use that just to repeat through the inside of the eyelid. Oh, pick it. I can use that color picker here to pick some color here, right, and use my pen just to block this in. Alright, and here use my copy brush again. Just copy that and replace. Okay, so that's how you fix that part of the eye. And I can do the same thing for the top one, so I'm not gonna waste my time doing that. I think if you know how to do that, you should be able to do without watching me do that. Okay, I'm gonna leave this part for you to do. Actually, I just have that one to fix. Let me just do it. Okay. It's like I'm doing Photoshop on a 3D model. So that's you know, limiting or eliminate all the eyelashes here. You can keep those darker colors because you know that, you know, they're gonna be there when you have real eyelashes created, and those are gonna help you style it. And also when you have surface scattering material, that part will be blurred out anyway, so you don't have to worry about them being too dark. So I don't bother cleaning them up altogether, just as long as you can eliminate, as long as you eliminated those ones that is really blocking what's happening underneath them. Okay. I'm just gonna be lazy and do it this way. Okay, it's actually doing pretty well though. Anyway, so let's get rid of that. And let's see, the nose, right? We have some bad result here. Same method, just use the clone brush to fix what's not working for you, and you should be happy to go afterwards. This card is too bright, so oh. So for the body, I didn't do anything on the body, but you know, it's just the same process. Gather some good reference so that you can use it. If you cannot get those free, buy some, and you know, even just one character, right? You should be able to use that for everything you do later on. Okay, I don't really want that winkle on the side of the mouth, so that's why I'm, you know, doing that, blocking that. And here I want maybe something to fix that part. Okay, don't like this. Okay, here. Some nice blending. Oh. Fix that line there. Alright, moving on to the highlights of the lip. Basically the same thing, just use, you know, copy to fix that. Nothing seriously hard here. I don't really bother if I'm destroying some smaller detail here, because they're basically reflections, and you know that if that's reflections, then there's nothing you should keep. The color here should be flat, and what's actually making it different is the bump map, and I have a displacement map that does those themes for me, so I don't really worry too much of destroying some of the detail. My displacement map will give those details back to me later on. Unfortunately, there's no geometrical symmetry, no 3D symmetry. Now the reason for that is because Mari is buffer based, baking kind of texturing way. So it doesn't just don't know, because it's projecting everything in the 2D plane imaginary buffer first, and of course that buffer doesn't know, you know, what is symmetrical or not. Anyway, I just redid this part to eliminate, not really, just fixed it's the highlight part. And I think I'm getting close to finish this entire texturing of the face. And you see now the entire process is not something really technically hard. It's more like tedious work. So that as long as you can, you never give up and you keep doing it, you can make it better and better. So just be patient and it should be good to go eventually. And I'm gonna keep doing this for a little while until I'm happy with it. And I think that's gonna be it for this tutorial. It's just texturing the head part, and for the body parts, you know, depending on if they're covering by the other part of the garment, you can either choose to do it or not. This is not my concern now. Okay, but if you do have some of the parts that is actually needed to be textured, you better also texture those parts if you wanted to you know, do a complete body render, not just the head. Anyway, this is more like an advanced movie level resolution or cinematic level resolution, kind of like texturing for human figures. Substance way is actually better for, you know, medium and or low resolution game level, you know, texturing. But you know, but again, I think, you know, AAA games I actually don't really, you know, have that much of a limitation. Just saying that sometimes they go crazy on the detail too. Okay, all right. Anyway, I do have some other things that I may need to go fix, like this highlights here, and that part is having highlight too. Even it looks better with you know, the shading here, but I can still feel that part is too dark, right? So that you can maybe have some adjustment layer, right? And just to make it darker and slightly less saturated too. Give it a hideout mask, and you can use the pen to, you know, bring those down. You can give them a really strong and blurry mask so that the blending would be better. Oh, maybe do this part. So just so to darken those parts that I think they're too bright, to make it more flat. And afterwards you can even fine tune it by go back here and maybe give it a little bit more saturation. Right, oops, a little bit more saturation. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Oh, too much. Okay. Oh, I'm keeping drawing darker colors over there. Okay, just to get better results, so you can see without it that's really bright, and with it it's getting a little better, you know, color wise. Still a lot of things you can tweak. I wouldn't say this is all finished. At least I got the detail, but I think maybe I need to do some more fine tuning of, you know, something here and there, just to get better results. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this tutorial. I hope that this helps for your realistic character production pipeline. And in the next time we're gonna do more maybe other parts of the body or garment. I'm not sure yet, but you know, we'll see how everything ends up with eventually. So thanks for watching, and I'm gonna see you next time.